Hey guys, it's Jayla. Welcome back. I'm here today to share with you an update. This is a quarterly update for my makeup use up plan for 2023. I will link the introduction in the cards as well as the first update that I did on this project. I decided at the beginning of this year, I'll probably film this in December, I can't remember now, but I want to get through a certain number of items in each category of products in my collection. So what I'm going to do today is share with you the new items I have finished since my last update and where I am in terms of numbers and whether I've hit my goal, how far away I am from that, all that good stuff. So we're going to start with primers. I'm going to start with the eye. I actually have one more eye primer I finished. This is the MAC Prep and Prime 24 Extend Eye Base. I didn't mind this at all. I would I don't know if I would purchase it. I have so many eye primers right now. I like this. I think I like the Candle Insurance better, but it's been a while since I've used that one. I mean, I finished one earlier this year. Anyway, this is eye primer number 2 that I finished this year. My goal was to finish 1, so I have completed my goal of eye primers, which is great. Next category is face primers. I had previously finished 8. Here is number 9. I only finished 1 in the last quarter, which is baffling to me. But okay, the Juice Beauty Phyto Pigment Illuminating Primer. Now I did start and finish this. This is brand new. I had not used it at all prior to this year. This is a nice primer, but not a holy grail. I would not repurchase. I don't even know if you can. So I have a total of 9 primers finished. My goal was to finish 10. So just have one more that I need to finish and then I will hit my goal for the year. And the last category in the kind of the primer section are sprays. I am really behind on setting sprays or facial mists. I only have one more this quarter. I previously finished 2, and here's number 3. This is the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. I mean, again, this is a jumbo size, but yeah, I want to finish 10, and I'm only at 3 so far. So I don't know if I'm going to hit my goal of 10. Unless I finish a bunch of minis, but I don't have a lot of minis left in my collection. Anyway, number 3, 7 to go. Let's move on to complexion products. The next category is foundation. I wanted to finish 5, and I had previously finished 2. And I have 3 more foundations I finished. First by L'Oreal, the Infallible Pro Glow in the shade number 202. This was partially used and I did finish it. I really do love this foundation. This was a really big foundation to get out of my collection. By La Mer, the Soft Fluid Long Wear Foundation. This is a pricey foundation. I'm so glad it's out of my collection. I really enjoyed this. But I think there are other pricey foundations that I prefer. So I don't know that I would repurchase this one. I'm on the fence. The third one I finished is a mini. This is by Kosas. It's the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. So a little deluxe size. I think this has 5 mils. Not a lot of product, but another foundation out. So that gives me a total of 5 foundations finished for the year, which means I have hit my goal. Next category is concealers. I want to finish 5. I had 2 finished prior to today or to this update. And I have one more. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. So this one was a surprise concealer to finish for me. I pulled this out and I was like, there's not a lot of product left in here. Let's just finish it. So all done. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is what you want to see. So anyway, that is 3 for the year. So I have 2 to go. So I'm just interjecting here for a second because I realized there's another concealer that I finished that I totally forgot about. So I have the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. This is in L3 Warm. This is a deluxe size sample. It's in my empties for June, and I totally forgot to talk about it. I missed it completely. So anyway, I am up to 4 concealers finished for the year, not 3. Next category is loose powders. My goal was to finish 3 this year. I'd previously finished 2, and I have 1 more. By Sicily, I have the Phyto Poudre Libre Loose Face Powder in Irisé. This is all done. I really do love this face powder. 100% will repurchase. I originally thought that it had been discontinued, but I don't know if, I'm hoping they didn't reformulate it, but this has come back in stock in multiple places. So I will eventually repurchase this because I really did like it. But anyway, loose powders is a category that I have hit my goal on for the year. Next is pressed powders. I want to finish 3. I previously had finished 2. I have no new pressed powders to share with you that I finished since the last update. So hopefully I'll have one in the 3rd quarter. Next category is bronzers. I want to finish a total of 3 bronzers. I'd finished 1 previously, and I have 1 new bronzer to share. This is an empty pan of Benefit Hoola, and this was part of my, like, a Benefit cheek palette of some kind, like the first one I ever purchased a long time ago. So anyway, I'm so glad this is done. Yay. So 1 more to go this year. I do have a small mini of Too Faced Chocolate Soleil that I think is going to be on the docket to finish this year, because I don't usually finish bronzers, but I'm able to finish 3 this year, so that's really exciting. Next is blush. Now, I need to make a correction from last update. I had said that I had finished 2 out of this Hourglass palette. There were 2 blushes in here. I finished those last year. I finished them in December of last year, so I got all confused. My goal was to finish 1 blush this year, and I did. I already finished this last quarter, the Benefit Dandelion blush. So, correction with this. Now, I do have another subset in the blush category where I want to hit pan in 1 blush, and I did that in the Tarte Amazonian Clay Color Wheel palette. I hit pan in Concept, which is fabulous. I'm so excited about that because this is the palette I'm really working on right now. It's going to take forever, but it's something I'm working on. So anyway, the blush category I have completed my goals for, but I'll continue to update you guys if I hit pans on new blushes. I don't think I'll be finishing any others. All right, next category is highlight. My goal was to finish 3. Liquid highlighters count in this category. I don't think I finished any liquid highlighters that I've forgotten to mention. But one thing I did not mention last update is that I did finish the strobe powder, which was here in this Hourglass palette. I want to say I finished it in January. So this is one highlighter that I have finished. I use it as a face powder, but in my collection it's listed as a highlighter. The subset of the highlighter category is to hit pan in 1 highlighter. I actually have pan in 2. They were both surprise. Well, one of them was a surprise. The other one I was working on. The first one is in this Nutcracker palette, the MAC Sweet Peach Face Compact, and I hit pan in the shade Tutu. So there is, you can there's the pan right there in the middle. I freaking love this highlighter. I haven't really been swatching anything, but this is beautiful. It's so gorgeous. Anyway, my goal was to hit pan in this palette, whether it be the highlighter or blush, and I ended up hitting pan in the highlighter. Now, the surprise pan was in this, oh wait, I think I have one more pan. I do have one more pan. Okay, let me show you this one first. This was a surprise pan for me. The Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Berlin Girl Glow. So here's the packaging. I rolled this into use. I can't remember how many times, but I have a big pan in that one. Look at that. Very exciting. I love this highlighter. It's also beautiful. Let me just swatch it. It doesn't really, it doesn't show up on my skin right now, but it's beautiful. Trust me. All right, let me find the other one that I hit pan on. The camera probably moved. I'm so sorry. I had to move the camera to get into my highlighter drawer. But the third highlighter that I hit pan in is this Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter, and this is in 250. I think this is the one that Nikki Tutorials created. And there's my wee pan right there. I totally forgot about this guy. I'm going to add it to my list. All right, those are all the complexion face products. Now we're going to move on to lip products. So we're going to start with lipsticks. My goal is to finish 15 lip products and lipsticks, excuse me. I had 3 last update, and I have 4 new lipsticks I can share with you that I finished. The first one is by MAC. It's the Patent Polished Lip Pencil in Kittenish. This is a lipstick formula to me, so that's why it's in this category. I freaking loved this color. It was beautiful, but you can't get this formula anymore, which is a bummer. So that's one. Number 2 is by Bobbi Brown, the Luxe Lip Color in Neutral Rose. This was my lip service project. Finally finished it. It took forever. It's a beautiful color as well. I have a backup of this one, so I do not need it. But I think I want to say these deluxe sizes have over like 1.5 grams of product or something. Then from Tom Ford, I have the lip color in the shade Addison. This was in my 100 Colorful Empties, and I did finally finish it. This was also a lovely color. I picked this one up at the CCO. Love it. And then lastly, I finished a lipstick from Urban Decay. This is the Vice Comfort Matte Lipstick in Back Talk. So I have this little mini here, and there is my empty. And this one I have multiple backups of. I freaking love it. I think I have a full size and then one more deluxe size at least. Love that color. So those are the lipsticks. I have a total of 7 finished. I need to finish 8 more. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see. Next category is lip balms. I also want to finish 15 lip balms. I'd finished 4 last update, and I have 3 new ones to share. The lip balm category will also include any like tinted lip balms. So I have by Milk Makeup the Kush Lip Balm in Bubble. And this one's all done. This was a really nice product. And there you can see the color there. Really enjoyed using that one up, finishing it. From EOS, I have their lip balm in Lychee Martini. This one's all finished as well, obviously. And this one I enjoyed more than the last one I finished, but I don't know if I would purchase any more EOS lip balms. And then from Burt's Bees, I have the Pomegranate Lip Balm, which this one is not my favorite. I would not keep this one. Like if I was to buy a pack, I would gift the pomegranate because it's just not my favorite flavor. But there's 3 lip balms finished. Like I said, I want to finish 15. I have 6 total finished, which means I need to finish 9 more. We'll see. Next category is lip glosses. I want to finish 5 this year. I finished 1 last update, and I have 2 more. From Butter London, I have the Fireworks Plush Rush lip gloss. It's a little deluxe size. This one I did not care for. I don't even know if you can buy it anymore, but if you can, I would not. And then from Ilia, I have the Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Only You. To me, this is a gloss, not an oil. But anyway, there we go. This one and that Butter London one are leaking everywhere because like there's just a little bit of product left in here and it's just getting all over everything. Anyway, there is the color there. It's really pretty. I really quite enjoyed this formula, but I don't need any more. I have a full size and I have another deluxe size. All right. So for lip glosses, I want to finish 5. I'm up to 3. So I have 2 more to go. Crossing fingers, I can do that. Next category is lip liners. I don't need to talk about lip liners. I already hit my goal on lip liners. I had finished 3. I want to finish 3. And I'd finished 3 the first quarter. I will, of course, share if I finish any more. Because I have 1 that I'm working on to finish. But for this project, I have met my goal. And then liquid lipstick. I want to finish 1. I have not finished it yet. I know which one it is. It's that Huda Beauty liquid lipstick. I'm close, but it's not finished quite yet. So that is everything in the lip category. Moving on to the eye category, we're going to start with liners. I want to finish a total of 15 eyeliners, whether they be pencil or liquid. And I had 3 finished prior to this update. I have 3 more. So far I finished 6. I have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glitter on Eye Pencil in 0. That one's done. The Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper Black, and the Rodial eye pen in black as well. So those are my 3 eyeliners I finished. I need to finish 9 more. I don't know if I can do it. We'll see. Next, we have mascaras. Now, I want to finish a total of 20. I had finished 8 prior to today, and I have 4 more that I finished, right? 4? Yeah, 4 more. From Anastasia Beverly Hills, I have the Lash Brag mascara. This is a teeny tiny little sample. It's a fine mascara. I like the wand, but I feel like I need a larger sample to actually be able to give an accurate review. From Say, I have their, just, I don't know, regular mascara. This was fine. I enjoyed this, but I would not repurchase. From Tarte, I have the Lights Camera Lashes mascara. It's full size. I like this mascara. I used to think it was a holy grail, but I don't, it's kind of moved off that pedestal. So enjoyed it, but not a holy grail. Might repurchase, not sure. And then lastly, for Milk Makeup, I have the Kush mascara. This was a hot mess. I mean, the wand I actually don't mind, but this packaging was a fail. It was just, this wand is too fat for this hole. That's what she said. So yeah, would not purchase that. Maybe, well, I shouldn't say that. I would try it again, but in a larger size, because I feel like the small mini was just not the right packaging for the size of that wand. So finished a total of 12 so far. Want to finish 20, so I have 8 more mascaras to go. I don't think I'll have a problem hitting that goal at all. Next category is brows. I want to finish a total of 5 brow products. I had not finished any in the last update for the first quarter. I had none. And now I have 3. So the first one I have is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in the shade number 4.5. This is what was taking me so long to finish. I mean, it took me like 6 months to finish this freaking thing. It's done. Then very quickly, I finished this Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. This one was like less than like a month. It took me a month to finish this. And then I just rolled this out. There's still product in here, but I've had this open way too long. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, so I'm considering this finished. Like I said, it's still got brow product in there, but it's gross. It's all brown. And I just had it open too long. At least 6 months. At least. So it needs to go. So 3 done, 2 left for the year. Now moving on to eyeshadows. So I'm going to clear my desk off and then I will pull all the palettes I'm going to talk about. Okay, so for eyeshadows, I have broken up what I want to do with eyeshadows this year into 2 separate categories. The first are the eyeshadows I want to finish. I want to finish a total of 8 eyeshadows. That's probably going to be mostly in this palette, which is my Pan That palette for the year, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. Previously, I had finished 1 eyeshadow in here, and that's Norvina Base. It's currently filled with another eyeshadow that I'm working on right now. But the other one, I have 2 other eyeshadows that I finished. One is in this palette. It's the shade Love here. I'm really close to Incense, but it's not finished yet. Anyway, so Love. And then the other eyeshadow I finished is actually in my Baby Pan That palette from like last year, the year before, and the year before that. And it's this MAC Extra Dimension Eyeshadow Duo. And the eyeshadow that I finished was this one here, which was Snow Dusk. Now, in all transparency, have some part of it broke and like fell all over my carpet, but I'd used like 75% of it, so I'm counting that. We're counting it. So those are the 2 eyeshadows I finished. I have now finished a total of 3 eyeshadows for the year, and that means I have 5 to go. The next category in eyeshadows for me is eyeshadows I want to hit pan in. And I had decided, originally I said 10, but that was stupid. Like, I'm going to hit more than 10 pans this year. I'm not counting any pans I hit in my Norvina palette because that's the goal for that. And I eventually end up finishing them. I mean, I guess I could count them, but I'm not. But what I am counting are eyeshadows that I hit pan in other projects. And most of these, I think all of these actually, come from my Pan in Every palette series. So I will link that in the cards as well. I had, like I said, originally said 10 pans. I changed that to 40 after the first update, or before the first update. And the first update I had already hit pan on 16 eyeshadow palettes, or eyeshadows. And I have hit pan on an additional 13. So let me share with you the palettes that I hit pan in. These are all palettes. None of these are single shadows. The first I have is the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. And I hit pan in the shade Dippy. Next, from Bare Minerals, I have the Bare Sensuals palette. And I hit pan in the shade Shazam. There you can see. Sorry for the reflection. Next, I have the ABH Norvina Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1. That's a mouthful. And there's the shade that I hit pan in. These are not named. Next I have the Tartelette Flirt palette. Here is what the palette looks like, and I hit pan in the shade Playful here. Next I have the Milani Soft and Sultry palette, and actually there's 3 pans in here, so I should probably add this twice. So that gives me 15 eyeshadows I hit pan on since the last update and 31 total. Okay, anyway, this is what the palette looks like. Sorry for the glare again. It's a very reflective palette. And I have pans in this shade, and that shade. This was part of my level up project. Level 3. Okay, Lorac Refined Romance palette. I have pan in this shade here. Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. You can see my pan in Poison Berry. Charlotte Tilbury's Easy Smoky Eye palette. Sorry, this is a little dirty. And I have pan in the, whatever, she doesn't name her shades. There's a shade there. Can you see it? Oh, it's super tiny. I think my pan was bigger. Can you see that little pan there? It's a teeny tiny little pan. But it counts. It's there. Next, from ColourPop, I have the Fame palette, and I hit pan in the shade Lifestyle. It's a brown shade. A couple of more BH Cosmetics palettes. I have the Absinthe palette, and I hit pan in Lucid Visions. Then in the Nightshade palette, which this is gorgeous, I hit pan in Shady. Whoops. And I have 2 more. Glam Lights Ice Cream Dream palette. This palette is so cute. I hit pan in Rainbow Sherbet. Whoop, this one here. The pan is there. It's just covered up by some of the like pigment from the shadow. There we go. You can kind of see it. Maybe. All right, and then lastly, from Beauty Bay, I have the Midnight 42 color palette, and I hit pan in the shade Shield. This one here. It's a beautiful palette. So with those 15 eyeshadows I hit pan in, I'm now up to 31. So I don't think I'll have a problem hitting my goal of 40 pans on eyeshadows, especially considering I have hit pan in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 palettes out of the 14 shadows in here, 14 shadows out of the, wait, what? I have hit pan in, considering I have hit pan in 1, 2, 12 shadows in my Norvina, ABH Norvina palette, that I'm not even counting these. I am a little concerned about the lip products. I mean, I'm kind of on track, but 9 lip balms is a lot. I do have 2 that I've added in July. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of lip balms. Anyway, lip products I'm concerned about. Facial mists. I don't know if I'm going to hit my goal on facial mists. If I end up like using mostly full sizes this year and it's less than 10, that's fine. I mean, at least I'm getting the full sizes out because I honestly do not have a lot of minis. I have one from MAC that I have in my travel bag, and then I have like maybe a couple from Smashbox and one from Illamasqua. Like, I just don't have a lot of minis left. Hey friends, so I am filming this portion of the video 3 weeks later from what you just saw. I realized as I was about to start editing the footage that I forgot to do a section of this video that I had done last time, which is to go over the different categories and how I'm doing in terms of impact to my collection. Like what I've used up, what I've decluttered, what I've purchased, and what the total impact, positive or negative, is to my overall collection. So I wanted to make sure I covered that, and you can probably tell I have been to the beach since I filmed the first part of this video. So I am actually my version of tan, which is not very tan, but my version of tan. Anyway, let me share with you I'll probably put a little like image up over here. In fact, let me scoot over. I'll put an image up over here that will show you kind of how things are going in all these different categories as I talk through them. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to talk about what I finished, how many items of each category I finished, what the declutters were, how many I purchased, and then I'll also mention what my like quote balance was in after the end of the first quarter, and then I'll tell you what the total balance is up through the second quarter, which is the end of June. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so for eye primers, I finished one in the second quarter. I decluttered one. I didn't buy any. And in Q1, I had a 0 balance at the end of the quarter. So overall, my net total is a -2 impact to my collection, which is fabulous. For face primers, I finished one in Q2. I bought one, and I think this is actually a freebie that came into my collection. In the second quarter, I had -7 impact as of Q1 of this year, and that means I'm still at -7. For facial sprays, I finished one, but I had 2 come into my collection in this last quarter, and I had a total balance of 1 at the end of last quarter. So I'm now up to 2. A +2 impact to my collection or my inventory. For foundations, I finished 3 in this quarter, in Q2. I didn't declutter any, nor did I buy any, which is insane. And last quarter, I had a -2 balance. So I'm now at -5. So I've reduced my stash of foundations by 5 this year so far, which is amazing. Concealers and correctors. So I have finished 2 concealers, but I bought 2 concealers as well. I think they were both during the VIB sale. The one was the Valentino and one was the Givenchy concealers. So I bought 2, I finished 2. I had a -1 balance at the end of last quarter, so I'm back at -1. For loose powders, I did finish one, but I had a little deluxe size mini come into my collection in this quarter. So the balance that I had at the end of last quarter, which is -3, is also the same balance that I have now. For pressed powders, I didn't finish any pressed powders, but I did declutter one, and none came into my collection. So I had a -2 balance at the end of last quarter. I'm now at a -3 balance to my collection. Bronzers, I finished one this quarter, and I had finished one last quarter. I haven't purchased any or decluttered any. So I'm now at -2 to my, -2 balance to my collection, which is, yay. Now, this is where things get bad. Blush. I didn't finish any. I didn't declutter any in the past quarter. I already had a +4 balance at the end of last quarter, and I brought 3 new blushes into my collection this quarter. So I'm up to 7, which is not good. Blushes take forever to finish. Highlighters, I decluttered one and I bought one this quarter. I didn't finish any. I did hit pan on a couple, but I didn't finish any. And so my balance stayed even with the way it was last quarter, which is -1, which is good. Now lipsticks, I'm feeling pretty good about how the lipstick situation is going. So I finished 4 lipsticks. I didn't declutter any, but I bought 3. Now I decluttered a bunch in the first quarter of the year. So I had a balance of -17 as of last quarter. But I went up by 1, or I went down by 1, which is -18, which is fabulous. -18. I'm really happy with that. Lip balms. So I finished 3 lip balms. I had 1 come into my collection this quarter. Last quarter, I had -4 balance. So I'm now at -6. Yay. -6 to lip balms. Lip glosses. I finished 2 this quarter. I had -3 balance last quarter, so I'm down to -5. Yay. Lip liners. I haven't made any changes to my lip liner collection in this quarter, so I'm still at -2. Same thing with liquid lipsticks. Haven't bought any, haven't decluttered, haven't finished any, so I'm still at -3. eyeliners, I did finish 3. And so I had a 0 balance last quarter. I'm now at a reduction of 3 eyeliners to my collection, which is fabulous. And then brow products, I finished 3 this quarter. I hadn't finished any the previous quarter. I haven't purchased any or decluttered any brow products. So I'm at a balance of -3. Yay. Okay, so everything is looking great except for blush and facial sprays. Those are the only two categories that have gone up so far. And I am really happy with that. Okay, back to what I filmed previously. That is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you are doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. The subset of this category is to hit pan in 2... No. Oh my God. The subset of this... Anyway, my goal was to hit pan in this palette in some way, and I I had 3 last month. I'm only up to 3, so I don't... Okay, bye.